Hey friends, welcome to Chirpee Tales. Oh, I love Punjab. So whenever I have work in Punjab, I jump at the opportunity, especially during winters. Good weather, good food, and good scenery. And also because Punjabis are extroverts and they love talking just like I do. Well, I usually like to reach the earlier evening when I have court the next day so that I'm well prepared. Accordingly, I landed in Chandigarh, checked into my regular hotel, and did my homework till late night as I wanted to enjoy the sunrise in Sarson ki Khet. The drive on the outskirts was beautiful. I saw huge carpets of yellow mustard fields on both sides. यहाँ उतर के फोटो लेना तो बनता है भाई, like in DDLJ. Except that my Shahrukh wasn't with me. Khair, I got off the car to a breath of fresh cold air and the aroma of mustard fields to realize that this was obviously someone else's property. मैं सोच ही रही थी कहाँ पिक्चर्स लूँ when a Royal Enfield bullet firing without a silencer that made thumping sound like a fataka was approaching me. An old, friendly-looking Sardarji wearing Ray-Bans and juti and thick gold chains greeted me, Namaste, while he came closer and asked me if I was looking out for something. I just nodded my head in a no and greeted him back. He saw the mobile in my hand about to click pictures and said, यहाँ फोटो जरूर लीजिए, सनराइज बहुत खूबसूरत दिखता है खेतों में. आप फोटो ले लो, मैं 5 मिनट में आता हूँ. He now parked the bike and was back in 5 minutes, showing me around while I clicked many pictures. He even offered to click some of my pictures while I did some movie poses. His name was Jippy Singh Ji. I called him Uncle. After my picture sessions, I told Uncle I'll need to rush now as I had work. And Uncle said, अरे वाह जी वाह, ऐसे कैसे जाने दे? आप हमारे मेहमान हैं. कुछ लस्सी वस्सी पराठे शराठे हो जाए. फिर जाना वकील साहिबा अपने काम पे. In spite of my reluctance, Uncle would not listen to me. So I gave in. He led me to a बिल्कुल खेत के बीच वाले गांव के घर में and asked me to wash my hands and feet at a tap outside while he arranged for my breakfast. Uncle introduced me to his most pleasant-looking wife, saying, "लो जी, ये हमारी हीर है." She looked at me and said, "हाय मैं मर जावा, ये कोई एकदम सोनी कुड़ी है. खाते पीते घर की पंजाबन हो?" I gave a big laugh and said, "ओए नहीं जी, मैं दिखती पंजाबन हूँ लेकिन हूँ मराठी." She said, "कोई नहीं, अच्छी हो," and forced me into a lavish breakfast. That day, I had the heartiest and the tastiest breakfast of all times. Stuffed parathas with achar and a huge patiala glass filled with lassi. It was time for me to rush back to work. I bid them goodbye, thanked them for their warmth in the cold weather. They even gifted me a fulkari dupatta as a souvenir. This was one of the best mornings ever. Though a bit jet-lagged from my previous day with my belly full, I felt fresh the entire day at work. I was taking back beautiful memories of the Simran morning, lekin by evening, I was tired for my return to Mumbai. I rushed to the airport to realize that my flight was delayed. And delayed meaning I would reach Mumbai only at past midnight. With no choice left, I told myself that I would catch a nap in the flight. I did my routine call at home to inform that my flight was delayed. I had an early morning meeting at office the next day, so was becoming a little grumpy and cranky by now. Finally, the flight arrived and I took my window seat, belted myself, shut my eyes and cuddled to take a nap as pre-decided. Suddenly, there was a thump. Someone almost jumped in the seat beside me, pulling my seatbelt. Thud! I opened one eye to see a South Indian woman in her mid-40s clad in Kanjivaram sari, looking apologetically at me and smiling. Her diamond nose ring was shining at me as much as her teeth. She spread a fragrance of jasmine flowers in the flight that she wore in a bun. I smiled back at her and closed my eyes again. The woman tapped me on my hand, woke me up, and in one breath said, "Vanakkam akka." Myself, Chitra Ramchandran, a housewife. I'm from Chennai, now living in Mumbai, as my husband is transferred there. And I have 2 children. With heavy, sleepy eyes, I greeted her with a namaste and said, "Nice to know," and closed my eyes again. She once again woke me up, asking me, "Amma, where are you from? What is your name? Are you married? Do you have children? Where do you work?" I politely gave her my introduction, saying I'm Shilpa, a happily married lawyer living in Mumbai with my daughter and husband. She was so pleasantly excited, with a glint in her eyes, almost becoming moist with happiness. With sleep weighing my eyelids down, I shut my eyes yet again to be woken again and asked if I wanted the AC vent on me. I told myself, "It's all right, chill." With a composed look, I nodded my head in a no. I now once again closed my eyes and she asked me, how could I ever sleep in a flight? I had lost my patience by now and was about to say something rude to her when my phone rang. Chitra was peeping inside my phone to check who's calling and freaked out, shouting, "Ayyo Rama!" when she saw my phone flashing the call of boyfriend. While I was having a romantic conversation with my husband, I was wondering what happened to Chitra, as she had her hands on her ears and was murmuring something, completely shocked. After I finished my call, I asked her if she was alright, and she just closed her eyes and said, "Very bad, very bad." She then removed her hands from her eyes and whispered to me, "You're married, right? And you have a boyfriend?" By now, I realized why she was so shocked and decided to play a prank and told her I had a very handsome boyfriend and I was married. I showed her my husband's photograph, to which she just uttered, "She." By now, the flight had taken off. Chitra did not disturb me or speak to me the entire flight. I slept peacefully till we landed. When I got up, I tried speaking to her on purpose and she looked the other way. Later, she was almost running away from me, with her anklets making melodious sounds and her jasmine flowers falling everywhere while I ran after her. She saw me coming behind her and she mistakenly entered the gents' toilet instead of the ladies'. I waited outside for her, laughing uncontrollably. She came out of the gents' toilet, embarrassed, and I laughingly pointed out at the ladies' toilet. I collected my bags and waited for hers. She avoided me so much. Finally, I decided to give up and walked outside to find my boyfriend who had come to fetch me. Corner of the eyes, I saw Chitra coming our way, and I hugged my boyfriend tightly. She gave me a disgusted look and walked away fast while I winked at her, laughing loudly. At least Chitra will remember me forever, and so would I. So people, post this incident, I learned a few hacks to embarrass a person. If he or she is peeping inside your phone, just open the front camera and let the person feel like a jerk. Or Google how to kill a person peeping in your phone. Hasta la vista. फिर मिलेंगे in my next video of Chirpee Tales.